Okay, Hare Krishna. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Okay, let's take darshan of the Panchatattva from Sri Mayapur Dham. This is Sri Nrsingadev. This is Chota Radha Madhava. So we have big Radha Madhava with 8 Sakis, Ashta Shakis. So these are Chota Radha Madhava. They come out during festivals. Chota means small. And these are the big Radha Madhava. So we can only see 2 Sakis here. Okay, can anybody volunteer for Kirtan today? I'm ready to play the Kartal. Who's gonna sing?
Rashini Mataji.
Okay. Rashmi.
Okay. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo
Vishnupadaya
Krishna
Krishna
Prasthaya
Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Iti
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine
Namaste. Sing everyone.
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatyatishatharini.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you both. Thank you, Rasini Mataji. Thank you, Kala Mataji. Thank you, Shamila Mataji. Okay, let's offer our prayers to spiritual teachers. Om Ajnanatinihrantasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikna Vinasha Narsimha Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so anybody can just jump in and can just read. Okay, we have very long chapter to go. We have so many slokas, so you don't have to wait for me to call the name. So just read. Okay, so we will start. Matajis, whoever want to go first.
I'll go first. Understanding of Gita. We shall find, therefore, in this Bhagavad-Gita that the complete whole is comprised of the Supreme Controller, the controlled living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time, and karma or activities, and all of these are explained in this text. All of these taken completely from the complete whole, and the complete whole is called the Supreme Absolute Truth. The complete whole and the complete absolute truth are the complete personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. In the 11th chapter, the Lord is addressed as Prapitamaha because Brahma is addressed as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and he is the creator of the grandfather. So no one should claim to be the proprietor of anything. One should accept only things set aside for him by the Lord as his quota for maintenance.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So you can see the last paragraph here, the third one. The Lord is addressed as Prapita Maha because Lord Brahma is Pita Maha. He is the secondary creator. He is the creator of this material realm, okay, material universe. All right, but the creator of Lord Brahma is Lord Krishna, and he is called Prapita Maha. Okay, and then this the earlier verses is actually quoting a verse from Ishopanishad. Okay, it goes like Om Purnamada Purnamidam, like that. The verse actually says that okay, there is this complete whole, right, one entity, and from this entity, this complete whole, so many complete wholes come out, so many things come out, and that things that emanating from this complete whole is complete on its own. So it's not like you take a number of 10 and then you divide 5, you get 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's not like that. This 10 is dividing into 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, like that. So it's complete by itself. So no matter how many 10 comes out as 10, that 10, the original 10 remains as 10. So it will not go like 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 0. It will not go like that. So if you directly, reflect that on Krishna, that is Krishna. Even though so many things come out from him, he will remain as the complete whole. He will not reduce. All right. So that is the very crude example to explain this Om Purnamada Purnamidam. This is in Ishopanishad. It's called invocation mantra. Okay, and then this Ishopanishad itself will have another mantra saying this: one should accept only things set aside from him. by the Lord as his quota for his maintenance. So that means he should not accept whatever that is not set aside for him. So we should be just satisfied what is set aside for us. So everything has been set aside accordingly for us, according to our karmic reactions from the past. Okay. So what are the 5 topics of Bhagavad-Gita? Okay, okay, most of the slokas in this chapter are revision slokas. So like yesterday, most of the slokas are also revision slokas. So that's why I asked a lot of questions. So we will do that also for today. Actually, this chapter and yesterday's chapter, that's not so technical, like you know how we had karma yoga, all that. So it's more like characteristics of Krishna, opulence of Krishna. So this is a continuation. So that's not so much for the brain to think. All right. So that's why I ask questions. So who remembers the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita? Can put in the chat, go and unmute and talk. So we have to do fast, yeah. 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita.
Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Prakriti, and Karma.
All right. Okay. Let's see who else. Prakriti, Ishvara, right? Jiva, sama, Karma. One more. Come on, Rasini Mataji, you can do it. So far, so good. It is a very important aspect that we're going to cover in this chapter. What is that? Anybody would like? Yeah, very important. So that's why the introduction is touching on these 5 topics. Okay, so with that, we are entering chapter 11. Yes, time. Okay, so universal form. All right. So as a comparison with our level 1, you can see there are only couple of slokas extra. However, I added on few more slokas just to give like nice, link from verse to verse, and also we get nice picture. It's like too good to be missed, like that. So first, Arjuna will request Krishna to show his form, and then we will be given the description of the universal form. Okay, and then gradually Arjuna, he will start with a very astonished mode, but later on he'll become fearful, seeing how the different forms of Krishna changes, from very multicolored and beautiful to something very fearful. And then he will ask, why you are here? Who are you? Why are you showing me all these things? Who are you? And then Krishna will reveal who he is. And then seeing Krishna's opulence in that manner, Arjuna will offer his prayers, and then he will say, kindly go back to your original form. I want to see you in that sweet form, like that. So this is basically the overview of the chapter 11. So the sweetness of this chapter 11 is going through the slokas. All right. So first we need to know why this universal form. Anybody would like to give a guess? Why I am asking you to guess is because one could be probably I have covered that in level 1. Number 2, let's see what you think. Let's hear your thoughts. Why Arjuna actually asked Krishna to show universal form? Did he not believe Krishna when Krishna described all his opulences in chapter 10? Among this, I am that, among this, I am this, I'm the chief representative of this broad category, like that. Why do you think Arjuna requested? Why actually Krishna showed Virat Rupa? Virat Rupa or Vishwa Rupa? No? Nobody want to try? Can be wrong, it's okay.
So want to know Krishna better.
Okay, nice. Anybody else? Okay. So the actual reason is this. Somebody please read for us.
I'll read.
Okay.
This Virat Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjuna, but for that unintelligent class of men who accept anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord, and so mislead the general mass of the people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa and thus be established as an incarnation.
Yes, thank you, Mayataji. So before I explain that, remember how Parasara Muni defined God. He must have 6 opulences in full, not little bit of everything. Okay, the one even human being can have little bit of everything, but one who claims to be God must have the opulence, the 6 opulences in full. Okay, so when he claims that, and he has to give another evidence that he is God or he is an incarnation of God, and that is this universal form. This is to actually help us. So probably Arjuna knew that thousands of years to come, gods will be mushrooming from here and there. You go into cave for a couple of years, you come out, then you become God. And there are people who say, I am God, you are God, everybody is God. So like this, we cannot go on telling and claiming that we are God. So if you are God, first you have to comply with the 6 opulences as described by Parasara Muni, and also he should be able to demonstrate how great you are. Can you show the universal form? So this is the evidence that we should ask. Okay, so remember in 10.42, okay, Krishna said something. He was ending the chapter 4 with something, how he actually pervades the entire universe. Can anybody recall any of the phrases? How did he support the entire universe? Did he have to use his full strength, full power? How? It starts with a single something. With a single. Mataji's, please be interactive. We have a long way to go.
Is it an analogy?
No, it's exactly the sloka, the translation of the sloka.
I only remember pearls.
Sorry, pearls. No, this one we just did yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Towards the end, he will say, what is the need for me to explain everything? Because what he pervades the entire, something like that.
Oh, with a single, I forgot his
Yes. Come on, Mataji, you can do it.
A single fragment.
Yes, very good. A single fragment. All right, 10.4. I didn't want to show you the 10.42. If not, you all open the Bhagavad-Gita. Okay, so basically, this is how the universe is powered. With what? A single fragment, just a, what do you call that? Perche, right? A perchick of power. Krishna can pervade and support the entire universe. So that is his opulence. That is why he doesn't have to give everything. And with that, he also said in the beginning, he said, with this, there is nothing more for you to know. All right? Nothing more for you to know means it doesn't mean there's nothing more left. There's a lot more left to talk. But for you to understand, this is sufficient. All right? Because with the single fragment, I pervade and support this entire universe. That is great already. Okay, we know that God is great. I mean, generally people know God is great. But from Bhagavad-Gita and Bhagavatam and many Vedic scriptures, we know how great is God. So that is even sweeter to know. Okay. So with that, we are starting our chapter 11 with verse 3. Where Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show the Virat form or Vishwarupa form. And this verse is telling why Arjuna is requesting. Why? Why? Of course, first we want, because externally we want to verify somebody who's claiming that he is God. But as for Arjuna, what reason he's giving in the Bhagavad-Gita? Okay, just go on and read, Mataji's. Anyone?
O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours.
Okay. So Arjuna already heard theoretically, verbally, audio-wise, Krishna described about his opulence to Arjuna. So Arjuna also is pretty much very satisfied. But for people to see and verify, he wants Krishna to show the form, okay, so that everybody can see, and in future they can verify that. And he wants to see all these things that you describe, I want to see how exactly you look like in that, how you entered into this manifestation. Remember, among the devas, he is this and that. Among the animals, he is this and that. So like that, right? Now Arjuna wants to see, he wants visual now, visual experience. Okay. I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. So this is the kickoff of this chapter. I want to see that form of yours. Okay, so now Krishna is giving an overview before he actually starts the movie. Sometimes there'll be synopsis, right? So Krishna is giving a synopsis of his universal form. How does the universal form look like? Okay, Roja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, O son of Partha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied, divine and multicolored forms. O best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Aswini, Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold, the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before."
Yes. So do you remember, among the Daitya, I am this, among the Vasus, I am this, among the Rudras, I am Shiva. So like this, Krishna describes so many things, right? So he's going to show that, I'm going to show you everything now. I was only describing that I am the representative, or this chief actually represents me. So now he's going to give a visual experience. And then he says that, now see my opulence, right? You see this line here, now see my opulence. So what does he actually mean by opulence? He's actually telling Arjuna, I'm going to show you my hundreds of thousands of wonderful divine forms of varied types, colors, shapes, multicolors, very divine and multicolored forms. He's going to show all these varieties of forms. And then he actually says that, behold means see, right? See these many wonderful things that no one has ever seen or heard of before. So actually in the previously, Mother Yashoda has seen this universal form, some part of it during when Krishna was small, all right? But Krishna erases that. Otherwise, Mother Yashoda cannot be very motherly towards Krishna. Can you imagine if your child is Supreme Lord, what would you do? You'll be praying to him every day. So the Supreme Lord will not enjoy the motherly affection from Mother Yashoda. So he'll wipe off that. He'll wipe off that memory. He'll give that brief darshan and then he'll wipe off. So that is how he enjoys the Vatsalya love from the parents. Okay. All right, because basically the Lord comes to have fun, to please the devotees, and he is enjoying the reciprocation with his devotees. Okay, so behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Okay, and Krishna also sees. Okay, Krishna also says what to see and whether this universal form is visible to everybody. Okay, so this is where he speaks. Okay, so who's next? Yeah, Guna Mataji. Oh, Mataji, are you still driving? Sorry, yeah. Shobita or Shanti Mataji, anybody would like to go? Mataji.
Can I
Oh, Mataji, the audio got problem, I think. It's noisy. Oh, yeah, we can't hear you because there's some noise. The audio is... I think... Try to join back, Mataji. Is your speaker or mic got problem? Yeah, maybe you can try to log on from another device. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so we go to...
I'll read.
Okay, Sharmila Mataji again. All right.
Okay. So what to see, and is it visible to naked eyes? O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything, moving and non-moving, is here completely in one place. But you cannot see me with your present eyes, therefore I give you divine eyes. behold my mystic opulence.
Okay, so Krishna is describing some of his features of his universal form. Okay, all right. So basically, Arjuna is at one place, but he can see everything. This is what Krishna is telling. Okay, and he says that you will see whatever you desire to see, whatever that Arjuna requested. Okay, and then on top of the, Krishna is so kind. He's giving Arjuna whatever that you may wish to see in the future. I'm going to give you what you desire, and I'm going to give you more than what you could desire. Okay, and you're going to see everything, whether it's moving or non-moving, here completely in one place in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, and there are so many people there, right? The armies all gathered there, so not everybody can see. So Krishna says that I have to give you the special eyes to see this, and here you go, my mystic opulence. So like that, Krishna will start speaking, and then he will show. All right, so now we are entering the part where Sanjaya is describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form. So there are few people who actually got the fortune of seeing. Okay, of course, Arjuna. And who else? There's two more. Actually, all the devas can see also, because they are very special, right? Can somebody tell me two more people who can see? Arjuna is actually seeing. Two more people.
Sanjaya.
Yes, definitely, right? Because Sanjaya is describing the entire, the Lalikas to whom? To whom Sanjaya is describing?
What's the king's name? What's the king's name? Oh my God.
Don't confuse Lord Ram's father. Huh?
Dhritarashtra.
Lord Ram's father is almost the same. Very close. Come on.
D, right? It starts with D, right?
Yes, that's right.
Dhritarashtra.
Dhritarashtra. Okay. Okay, what Arjuna saw was indescribable. You cannot describe with words. You cannot put this beautiful thing into words. Yet, Sanjaya made an attempt to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra in this section. So that is a section we are entering now. Who wants to go? So we are reading what Arjuna is actually seeing in that universal form. Come on, Martin.
Okay. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and wore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding.
Yeah, see, there's ornaments, there were weapons, and Krishna was wearing garlands, and he was having garments, and then he's got perfume, divine scent, and everything was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, and all expanding. So this, what we can get from here is that that God has form. Okay, he is not without form. Okay, having no form is just one aspect of it, but actually he has form. And because he has form, he has decorated. He's not only having a form, he's decorated with lots of ornaments, and he's got scents smeared on him. And then he has many eyes, many mouths, which means he's actually eating our offering. So he can see, he can eat, but he doesn't need to have mouth to eat. He can actually eat through his eyes. Okay, and then so this is how Arjuna is able to see this form. Okay, okay, we move on, and then look at the brightness of this entire form, this universal form. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Can you imagine one sun also very difficult to see? We have to wear shades. Then if you can imagine hundreds of thousands of suns, that is why Arjuna has to be given special vision. In the universal form of the Lord, he could see the unlimited expansion of the universe. so unlimited, situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Okay, so yesterday we already know that all the material and spiritual creation coming from Krishna. This is what Arjuna can see, all the universal creation, everything Arjuna can see from one place. And then how bright is as bright as hundreds of thousands of suns. Okay, so this is just an artist's attempt to give us a glimpse of what could have looked like. Okay, so that was a summary of what Arjuna saw, all the beautiful things. He actually saw the beautiful things. And then Arjuna will describe what he feels about seeing that. Okay, because earlier was Sanjaya's description. Now Arjuna going to describe how he feels about it. Arjuna's experience of seeing the universal form. Yeah, oh, I see. Okay. Come on, somebody to read for us. What Arjuna is feeling about it. What is he seeing? This is from Arjuna's point of view. Come, Mataji, fast, fast.
Okay, Mataji. Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents."
Okay, so can you recall all these terms we actually came across in chapter 10? Among the serpent, I am this. Among the sages, I am this. So, and you also mentioned about among the devas, I am Indra. So all that, right? He mentioned that. And among the creators, I am Brahma. Remember, try to recall that. Okay, we are so lucky that we actually did chapter 10 yesterday. So you can actually relate that. You can see what was given theoretically, and this is practically Arjuna is seeing. So when Arjuna sees this, automatically, naturally, he wants to offer prayers. Okay, he saw that Krishna is the source of everything. Okay, we have to know that different universes have different Brahma. So Krishna is showing all of that. Okay, so Arjuna saw all this. Okay, somebody? This is in a bit more detail. What else Arjuna is seeing? Okay, let me read. O Lord of the universe, I see in your universal body many, many forms, bellies, mouths, eyes, expanded without limit. Limitless. There is no beginning and there is no middle to this. Okay, he can't see which is the beginning, which is the middle, which is the end. It's like going on forever, all the forms. Okay, and then he continues, your form adorned with various crowns, clubs and discs is difficult to see. Why? Because of his glaring effulgence. So come to a point Arjuna cannot take in already. It's still too bright, even with he has the special vision, which is fiery and immeasurable like the sun. So the mood is slightly changing. Okay, and this is the section where Arjuna is actually admitting how he is feeling different about seeing the universal form. Okay, you are the origin without beginning, middle, or end. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are among your great unlimited eyes. By your own radiance, you are heating this entire universe. Okay, so with that form, Arjuna is feeling some heat because Krishna is exhibiting everything, all his opulence. So here it is important that Arjuna mentioned this. You are the origin without beginning, middle, or end. So he can't see already where is the origin. Like yesterday, right? I was telling, we have our mother, we have our father, and the mother has an origin. So like that, if you keep going back, you will notice that Krishna has no origin because he is the origin himself. Okay, so I need somebody to read this. I read few already. Shobita Mataji and Shanti Mataji didn't come back yet.
Okay, I'll read
Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah.
O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I.
Okay, so can you see the section has changed? The mood of this section has changed. Earlier was more of adoration, astonishment, amazement, and everything. Okay, so who can tell me what has actually changed? What is Arjuna's feeling now? You can, it's in the sloka. The answer is in the sloka.
Scared.
Fear.
What is the exact term used?
Fear.
Fear.
Fear. Did he say fear?
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
Yes, disturbed. Okay, so he's now, yes, he's filled with fear. It doesn't look like very pleasing to him anymore. So as the devas are disturbed, I am also feeling disturbed. Okay, so let's move on. Yes, see that Arjuna disturbed mind. So Arjuna is continuing to describe his feeling. Okay, continue.
O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind.
Okay, can you please, somebody or anyone, extract for us what are the feelings of Arjuna now? What are his symptoms now?
Can no longer maintain steadiness,
All right,
equilibrium of mind.
okay,
Fear,
yes, fear, perturbed by fear. Okay, so these are the few things that he's continuing. He was feeling disturbed earlier, and now he's feeling fearful. He cannot longer maintain by his steadiness. So did Arjuna mention something like this earlier in the Bhagavad-Gita?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yes.
Yes.
What is that?
Symptom.
In what chapter? In what chapter and what is that? What is that?
Chapter 1. Has
Ah,
the
what did he say? I'm losing something, right?
he's losing his conscience and
No, you got the C correct. You got the O correct.
indecisiveness.
That is SESD, right? The last.
Thursday.
You see, you see. Sometimes we tend to get mixed up, right? So that's why we need to replay it. So what's that? I'm still waiting for the answer. What was that? Among the symptoms, how many symptoms Arjuna exhibited?
10 symptoms.
Yeah. So one was it? What was it? Losing. What's that? Losing composure, right? Losing composure. Yeah. So that is happening here again. All right. So he's getting disturbed now. Initially, it was nice. It's not like how it is generally, right? And then, but then now it's disturbing to see the future. Krishna is going to show some more. Okay. Now Arjuna is going to see the future of the war. Now he's going to see. Okay, so what is he actually saying? Continue, someone, please. Now come the not so good part, the fearful part. For devotees, everything is,
Okay. All the sons of Dhritarashtra. No, I can't see. Okay, okay, again. Along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with the head smashed between your teeth.
Yes. So now Arjuna is seeing the death of kinsmen. He's seeing a lot of people dying. Okay. So what actually Arjuna is seeing? What do you think Arjuna is seeing? What kind of form is that?
Death.
So what is death? What form? Yes. Okay, Krishna is actually now starting to show the form of time. The Kala Rupa. Kala Rupa are also known as future. Okay, so in this form of time, Arjuna is able to see the future. Okay, so by showing this, Krishna is showing Arjuna that all, okay, it's gonna come soon. Okay, and okay, from verse 26 to 29, it can be summarized like this: warriors are entering Vishwarupa's mouth. So when the warriors enter Vishwarupa's mouth and they all being shattered to death, it gives an indication that Arjuna will emerge as victorious, Arjuna and the Pandavas. This is an indication that after death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjuna will emerge victorious. Okay, this is an indication. Arjuna knows already, because all the while he was thinking, oh, I'm going to kill and I'm going to win on the, by shedding other people's blood. He thought like that. Okay, but he can see that everybody is destined to die already. Okay, please continue. So Arjuna was like very puzzled, seeing all these things. Why this is happening? So he asked questions to Krishna.
I'll read Mataji. Because this is my favorite verse. I read this last time. Rindu,
Yes,
O
carry on.
Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is.
Initially, Arjuna was thinking Krishna was his friend, his buddy, his best friend, his cousin, and everything. But after hearing all this movie thing, right, how it unfold, everything, Krishna shows his true things and everything, Arjuna was like so surprised and shocked and so puzzled. He asked, who are you, Krishna? Who are you and why you are here? What do you want? Why did you come? I want to know, what is your mission? Like that. So it was very frightening to see that everybody is dying in Krishna's mouth. So and then Krishna's teeth are smashing them, so it's very fearful, and that's why Arjuna wants to know, who are you? Ugra Rupo, fierce of form. Krishna can be so beautiful and he can be fierce as well. And then Krishna replies, time I am. Okay, become my instrument. So how it exactly goes? Like this: Lord is ultimate destroyer. Time I am the destroyer of the world. Somebody please read.
Okay, I'll read Mataji.
Yes.
Okay, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, time I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exemptions of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Yes, so this is what Krishna is telling. Everybody is already put to death. I already planned the future for them. Okay, and sometimes it's really Krishna's wish whether he wants to come and kill them. That one he also can do, or he can send some agents and kill these evil kings. It's up to Krishna. Sukahati Krishna lah. Whoever, however he wants to do. Okay, sometimes he comes because he wants to please the devotees, because devotees, they don't want to see the agents, they want to see Krishna, please come and perform the pastime we want to see. So Krishna wants to please the devotees that way, and he will personally come and do these things. Or sometimes Krishna wants to give credit to some devotees, and that is how he put them on the forefront and let them get some credit. So like that, he engaged Arjuna in this service. Okay, so sometimes when you see, let's say, there is this evil thingy, and then there is Spider-Man and Iron Man. Who would you want to come and kill? If you ask me, I would want Iron Man to come and kill. Okay, no offense to Spider-Man fans, but it's just that I like Iron Man more, so I would want Iron Man to come and do the killing. It's more dramatic. Okay, so like that. But sometimes Iron Man wants to give credit to Spider-Man, so he gives all the suit for him, right? Remember? I think the last one, right? So like this, it's really up to Krishna how he wants to perform his pastime. Okay, when I was doing this with the previous batch, right? There's one Mataji said in Tamil, so he's actually killing a dead snake. Like, what do you call that? Setta pambu, beat the dead snake, right? So it was like so funny when she understood it that way, which is actually correct. That is the fact. Okay, so Krishna reveals that he is the time. Okay, all right. So after Krishna explained that I already made an arrangement for them all to die. It's just that I'm going to, engage you in this religious. It's called a dharmic war. Okay, and Krishna says something to Arjuna, and this is a very important verse whereby even when we are, sometimes we feel very dejected and thinking that we cannot do things, very stressed. This verse is very powerful to give a jump start to our life. So this is where Krishna gives a jump start to Arjuna. Who would like to read this verse? Very important verse, very interesting verse.
I'll go. It's going to skip. Behave like instrument in God's hand. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasati, can be but an instrument in the fight. Did I pronounce that right?
Savyasachi. Yes, correct. Very
Sabyasachi. Okay,
good.
right.
How very beautifully Krishna addresses Arjuna. Arjuna addresses Krishna in so many names. Krishna also addresses Arjuna with so many names, and every name that they use, it has a very significance in that particular sloka, and also it describes certain of their very prominent qualities. Savyasachi means one is very expert in firing arrows. Okay, and Arjuna was best student of Dronacharya, and Dronacharya already blessed him to be the best archer. Okay, so if you take archery itself, so archery itself is an instrument, right? Instrument to fight. So can you see how poetically Krishna putting it? All right, be an instrument in the fight, oh Savyasachi, the expert in firing arrows. So very nicely he put, right? So this is a very important statement. Okay, we have to be instrument in the service of Krishna. This is one way we have to think that we are not the doer. Okay, Krishna has arranged everything and we are just being a servant in executing his orders. We are just following his instruction or the guru's instruction. Okay, Krishna is the doer, we are just the instruments. Okay, so our prayer should be, Krishna, please let me be a good instrument in your service. Please let me be a good instrument in your hand. Krishna, can you imagine you are the knife in the doctor's hand? All right. So when the doctor does the operation, the glory goes to the doctor. The glory doesn't go to the metal instrument that the doctor is holding. Yes or no? So we want to be that. Okay. All right. So the very important part that I really like is, therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. Okay. All right. This verse, right, you can also use to motivate people in practical life. Sometimes this Bhagavad-Gita is a very good guide for mankind because you can actually use this to motivate someone. If somebody who's dejected, why I'm sharing this is particularly because this happened today. My friend lost a lot during this flood because he's in a courier business. So 4 vans filled with parcels submerged, and he got really dejected and he took the car to check out the warehouse. The car also got submerged. So it's like one after one gone, he's so dejected for 5 days already. Then I said, I'm just, because I'm happened to like preparing this lesson, that I told him, look, Krishna is telling this, get up and fight. Okay, do it, because he has to pay a lot of people. All right, some staff, the house totally gone, but you have to keep giving the salary, right? So their rice bowl is depending on you. So you cannot sit and lament forever. Okay, 1 day, 2 day, fine. Then get up and do something about it. So like that, he find very motivated by this verse. Okay. So yeah, I'm just sharing that. Okay, we can look at it spiritually that we want to be instrument in Krishna's hand, but we can also use this to motivate ourselves. Okay, don't feel dejected. Okay, behave like instrument in God's hand. Now, Arjuna is saying something to Krishna, because Arjuna has always been seeing Krishna as best friend. Sometimes they are very informal in their relationship. And after seeing the universal form, Arjuna feels like regret. Oh my God, what did I do? How I misbehaved with Krishna all this while? So Arjuna wants to seek forgiveness. Okay, so somebody can read, please. Yes, nobody?
Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses.
Okay, so these are the details how Arjuna thought he would have offended Krishna. Okay, so he admits here that he formerly did not know Krishna could assume such a universal form. He would have probably know that Krishna is Supreme Lord, but he didn't know that Krishna can be so, so astonishing with the universal form and everything. Even though Krishna calls himself as an intimate friend, you're my dear friend, still Arjuna feels like he owes an apology, because he never addressed Krishna as the Supreme Lord like that. He calls, hey friend, something like, hey buddy, like that. Oh Krishna, it's like very informal like that. Oh Yadava means the family lineage. And he feels that he never really acknowledged Krishna's real opulence. He never see that. He only saw Krishna as a good friend or good cousin, like that. However, Krishna has been so kind and merciful that he never had this kind of formal relationship with Arjuna. So this is how Krishna enjoys the rasa. Rasa means the taste of the relationship, the sweetness of the relationship. Why Krishna showed that he is God to the mother and father? Otherwise, he will not be able to enjoy the sweetness. The mother Yashoda cannot scold him, cannot chase him with can, cannot bind him around the grinding mortar. He will not enjoy all these things. So basically, Krishna comes here. It's not because he wants to go through some difficult time. He wants to enjoy. Okay, so like that, he made this kind of arrangement. So this is called transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. Okay, so he's asking forgiveness. So after that, because the situation has become very fearful, right, very frightening, and then Arjuna was feeling disturbed, and so he requests Krishna to go back to the normal form, the original form, two-handed form. Okay, somebody please read.
I will read, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O Abode of the universe.
Yeah, so you can see a different few sections, right? So initially Krishna, when he saw the beautiful multicolored opulent divine form, it was very impressive that it left Arjuna with wonder. And then he showed the form of the time. I am Kala, the time form. That frightened Arjuna. And then so now Arjuna is asking Krishna to show his spiritual form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. I don't want to see this frightening form. Okay, so basically Arjuna merely wanted to see the form as a prerequisite, a requirement for somebody to claim them as God. Okay, but however, when you want to reciprocate with Krishna, having an intimate relationship with him, you want to relate with him in the two-handed form, the original form. We don't want all these opulences, Krishna. I don't want to see all that. I just want you, original you. Okay, the sweet you. Okay, not the frightening one, not the opulent one. I don't want all that, like that. Okay. So when Arjuna saw Krishna in his original form, so first before Krishna goes back to two-handed form, he will show the four-handed form, and then he will go to two-handed form. Okay, and then Arjuna will say this, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature." Remember earlier he was losing steadiness. Now he is composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature. So very beautiful. Okay, four-handed form and two-handed form. Okay, so the speciality of this form is our next focus. From 47 to 55, it speaks about how rare it is to see Krishna's universal form. Not everybody. Okay, so to see that, you need to have pure bhakti to see any form of Krishna for the matter. Okay, so but to go into the real understanding of Krishna, what we need to do, take up undivided devotional service, kevala bhakti. All right, means not mixed, not karma infused bhakti yoga, not dhyana infused bhakti yoga, not jnana infused bhakti yoga. Okay, none of this, pure bhakti yoga. Okay, pure. Okay, how to get real understanding of Krishna. Okay, somebody read for us, please.
I'll read, Mataji.
Okay.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
Okay, so for somebody to see universal form in that manner, they will think, oh, so mysterious Krishna. He is so huge, he's so infinite, he's so unlimited. How can I even grasp the idea of me worshipping him, reciprocating with him? Can somebody possibly do that? It's very difficult. But if you take up the devotion service, then you can enter into the mystery of my understanding. Okay, so there's no more mystery for one who takes up devotional service. Okay, so to basically to understand Krishna, we need to become a pure devotee. All right, of course we have to be a devotee first to become a pure devotee, and to do that you have to perform devotional service. Then Krishna can reveal himself to us. So we cannot understand by our own efforts, oh, this is Krishna, could it be that, maybe this is Krishna, maybe he's that. So we cannot speculate. Okay, it will never come to a good conclusion. We will be just wasting our time. Okay, if Krishna is pleased with us, then he will reveal to us. All right, so this is the mystery of understanding Krishna. Okay, it's not a very difficult thing to do. The simple way is to engage in devotion. So if you notice from the beginning until now, even though Krishna talks about different yogas, he always concludes the chapter by putting Bhakti Yogi or Bhakti Yoga as the topmost in everything. Okay, he will talk about Karma Yoga, he will talk about Dhyana Yoga, he will talk about Jnana Yoga, but he said all these, it can be difficult, but one who takes up devotional service is directly reciprocating with me, and they can get perfection very easily. Okay, this is how he always concludes all the chapters. Okay, so do you remember the sloka in chapter 9, the three process? No, sorry, we just did that yesterday, right? No, sorry, it's chapter 9. Remember? Man, mana, bhava, mad, bhakto. Do you remember that? Who can tell what are the three things? Something like, pay obeisance to me. Yesterday somebody guessed that, all that correctly. I think, was it Roja Mataji? Become my...
Let me refresh.
Yeah, okay, I will give you the first clue. Become my devotee. And then the obeisance also comes in. Who can tell? What sloka is that? Sharmila Mataji, I know you can save us.
Something to do with hearing?
No. It's actually thinking. Thinking of me, become my, can remember or not? It's actually man mana bhava mad bhakto. Faster, buka. Okay, keluar.
Always thinking of me,
Huh?
become my devotee,
Yes.
and offer obeisances to me.
Yes. So, thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance to me. So these three things, this is how Krishna is giving the essence inside chapter 9. Chapter 9 is the most confidential knowledge, right? Most. So in that chapter 9, this is the most confidential instruction. Okay, always thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance unto me. And then Krishna concludes, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So similarly, you see here, my dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation. So what does this mean? Pure devotion, that means you are not expecting any results. Okay, sometimes people want to come for bhakti because they want some material benefits, okay, and some jnana benefit, some dhyana benefit. No, we don't want all of this. We want to have pure, no other intention, simply to please Krishna. That's all. And he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. So this is a verse that is also called essence of Bhagavad-Gita. Mat karma krin mat paramo, mad bhaktaha sangha varjitaha, nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu, yasa mam eti pandava. Okay, so pure devotional service means stop doing business with Krishna. Krishna, if you give me this, I give you this. If I give you this, can you give me this? So we don't want that kind of exchange. Okay, that reciprocation, Krishna will take care. Remember yesterday, Krishna, how he will reciprocate? He will give understanding. If we still didn't understand, what Krishna will do to help us?
Break the darkness,
With what?
shine the light
Yes, touch
in the
of
heart.
knowledge. All right, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so yeah, that is the end of chapter 11. It's actually a very long chapter, because there's a lot of description about the universal form. Please read just the translation also to have the feel of how Arjuna is seeing. Okay, so remember earlier I said Krishna said that no one has seen before, but he has actually shown 2 times to Mother Yashoda before the battle of Kurukshetra, and after that also. Before that he showed 2 times to Mother Yashoda and 1 in assembly. Okay, so we will see that one by one. All right, pretty early, right? Okay. First universal form. Can somebody read or explain this based on? If you're very fast to understand and explain in your own words also can, but otherwise you can just read. We will just read, we will just listen to you.
In the ninth Dashavatharam, I think, right? Krishna was Kanna. So in this story is when Krishna eats the soil from the ground, and isn't that?
This one. Okay, this one.
Oh, okay, wrong one. Okay, sorry. So this one I remember personally. So when Krishna eats the mud, right, and then Balaram will scold him, and then he'll bring his mother. He'll say that, see, Krishna is eating mud. Then when Yashodama asked him to open his mouth, and literally she's mesmerized by all the things that's happening. But then after that, she forgets what's happening, right? So she'll be like, oh no, there's nothing inside his mouth. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, that's so sweet. So you can see how it is described here. What was seen, all moving and non-moving entities, outer space and all directions, along with mountains, islands, oceans, the surface of the earth, the blowing wind, fire, the moon, and the stars. So it was described like Mother Yashoda can see the entire cosmic creation, and then she can see the planet Earth, and then she can see the Vrindavan, and then she can see her house, and inside there she can see herself looking into Krishna's mouth, and then she can see all the planets inside, and then it goes on and on and on and on. So finally she got so bewildered, and then I think she like passes out, and Krishna erases that memory because Krishna doesn't want Mother Yashoda to have that kind of adoration towards him. Okay, he purely wants to enjoy the parental living relationship. Okay, but before this, the first time Krishna showed this way. When Krishna wants to drink milk, when Mother Yashoda wants to feed him the milk, sometimes we'll try to open little baby's mouth bigger, right, to feed, right? So when she tries to open the little mouth of Krishna, she saw that entire creation. Mother Yashoda saw in his mouth the whole sky, the higher planetary system and the earth, the luminaries in all directions, the sun, the moon, fire, air, the seas, islands, mountains, rivers, forests, and all kind of living entities moving and non-moving. So this is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. All right. So this was described, okay, earlier, Canto 10, Chapter 7. And then later, Canto 10, Chapter 8. So you can see, you have additional information now. Usually we only know that Krishna tried to add mud, and Lord Balaram go and complain to the mother, and the mother wanted to see Krishna to show that, because Krishna was denying, I didn't do that. And then this is another one. Okay, so Mother Yashoda actually saw 2 times. So the third one is in an assembly, when Lord Krishna went to have a peace talk. Okay, so who saw this universal form? Let's see this, yeah. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Vidura, Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra. Okay, they have seen probably not everything. Okay, peace talks, during the peace talks in Kauravas court after 13 years in exile. So this after Pandavas came back, and then the war cannot be avoided despite Krishna went for the peace talks. During the peace talk, Duryodhana wants to capture and imprison Krishna. So can you imagine, Duryodhana wants to do that to Krishna. So Krishna manifested his innumerable arms, each with weapons that glowed with blinding light. In fact, his entire form looked like an erupting volcano. And from his lightning-like body, a vast array of demigods issued forth, including Brahma on his brow and Shiva on his breast. Indeed, his form displayed the essence of all entities, both great and small. Fire emanated from his mouth and from the pores of his skin, so he appeared like the rays of the sun. Can you imagine if from your pores, rays of lights coming out? So that's how it looked like in the assembly. So this was in Mahabharata Udyoga Parva. So now you know 3 places that Krishna actually shown his universal form. And then there's a 4th one, which is the one that we covered today, right before the beginning of the number 4. Can somebody read the 5th one? This is after the war. You can just read for us, please.
Seen by sage Utanka. After war, Krishna returning to Dwarka to meet. Krishna returning to Dwarka met sage and informed about war. Sage Utanka was angered. Krishna did not stop war and threatened to curse Krishna. What was seen? Krishna manifest. He saw the same vision that Krishna had previously shown to Arjuna, expanding mouths, arms, legs, divine ornaments, celestial garlands, expanding universe, blazing mouth, and all participants of war except Pandavas rushing towards mouth and getting crushed between the teeth.
So this is from Mahabharata. So can you see, this sage is angry because he says he feels like Krishna did not try to stop the war. I mean, a lot of people have wondered that why, if Krishna is God, why he didn't stop the war, why he let people fight. So these are very general people acting based on moral values. So Bhagavad-Gita is more than moral values, is dharmic value. What is dharmic needs to be done. Okay, and generally people are looking from the point of Arjuna, when Arjuna was in chapter 1, chapter 2. generally people are looking like, oh, it's so sinful to kill people. But if you go further and deeper and understand the real heart of Bhagavad Gita, then you won't be speaking like that. Okay, this is the understanding. So it seems like the sage Uttanka also thinking like that, why Krishna did not stop the war. And then Krishna had to manifest the form that he has shown to Arjuna in the war. So this is happening after the war. Okay, so all this, you saw this fifth universal form, or five universal form, exhibiting a universal form by Krishna, happen in Krishna's pastime. So before Krishna's pastime, Krishna also showed somehow some sort of this universal form in the pastime of, what pastime is this?
Vamanadev.
Okay, what actually he actually shown to people? Why are we calling it that Vamanadev has shown universal form? Asini Mataji, please explain.
He crossed the entire universe with his legs.
Okay, so how many steps? Actually, with how many steps he covered the entire thing?
One only.
3 steps.
He asked for 3 steps, but did he take up to 3 steps to cover the entire thing?
Mataji, wasn't it one for the entire land and then one for the entire
yes.
universe?
Like part by part.
Actually, he only took 2 steps to cover the whole thing. Okay, so let's start with this, yeah. Seen by who? Bali Maharaj, Sukracharya, and whoever present during the yagya. Okay, when during Lord Vamana's avatar, he sought 3 feet of land from Bali Maharaj. And how he actually showed, because he expanded into a very huge form. So 1 feet he covered entire lower planetary system, all right, and another step he covered the entire upper planetary system, so which means he already covered the entire universe. Sudah cover already, 2 steps sudah cover. All right, so where to put the other step? No place already. Bali Maharaj doesn't own anything more than that, so he had to put on his head. Okay, so let's read this. Yeah, Vamanadev first expanded himself to the universal form and then reduced himself to the original Vamana Rupa. Oh, okay, so this has been like summarized. All right, thus he acted exactly like Lord Krishna, who at the request of Arjuna first showed his universal form and later resumed his original form as Krishna. So it's been summarized this way. Okay, and in a most recent time, who do you think could have shown the universal form? Anybody would like to take a guess? Because Krishna's incarnations, God's incarnations, how do you verify this is Krishna's incarnation? It has to be verified against, it has to be verifiable against Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that, all the upcoming incarnation has been mentioned in scriptures, like Kalki's appearance has been already mentioned in the Bhagavatam, in the I forgot which canto, but it's so specific that it is mentioned who is going to be Kalki's father, where Kalki is going to be born, which village. And it is also mentioned Bhagavatam how Lord Buddha was about to appear, because Bhagavatam was written more than 5,000 years ago, right? Thousands of years ago. And Buddha all appeared pretty recently, right? So all this has been predicted. So one such prediction explained in Shastras is someone who appeared 500 years ago. And this personality also has shown universal form. Who could that be?
Chaitanya, is it?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. Anybody knew that this story actually happened?
No, Mataji.
It's seen by Sri Advaita Acharya. Okay.
Yeah.
Who, when Lord Supreme Lord took the avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu more than 500 years ago. Why? Because Advaita Acharya requested Mahaprabhu to display the universal form shown to Arjuna. So these two personalities, they have very intimate relationship. Actually, the fact is that, in fact, that Mahaprabhu came upon the calling of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was so pained to see how people are suffering in this material world, so sinful, and they're suffering of the reaction. So he called the Supreme Lord. Last time, in the previously, all the demons will be disturbing the people, and then the devas will go and look at, go and pray to Shiro Dakasai Vishnu, that's Narayan. oh, please come and save the world. And then the Lord Narayan comes and takes up forms and incarnations and come and save the people. So like this, Mahaprabhu came in a very beautiful form, but he did not come to kill people literally, but he came to kill the demonic qualities in people. Because remember last time, the demon and the good people and the bad people, they were staying in different planets. And then in Treta Yuga, they were staying in the same planet, but in different family. Okay. And in Dwapara Yuga, they were staying in the same family. Okay. Even though Kamsa is Krishna's uncle, they were against, right? Kamsa did not like Krishna. So King Kamsa is a demon king, right? So they were staying in the same family. In Kali Yuga, the divine and the demoniac staying in the same body. I can be demoniac and I also can be divine. So how to kill? Do I have to kill myself in order to destroy my demonic qualities? No, through devotional service and the chanting. So if you remember the story of Jagai and Madai, when the Jagai and Madai heard Lord Nityananda, and Mahaprabhu got so angry, he wanted to take the Sudarshan and slay this Jagai and Madai. But Nityananda Prabhu say, oh Lord, this is not the mission that you came for. In that case, you have to kill everybody, because in Kali Yuga, the demon is staying inside everybody's heart. You can't be killing everybody. So you need to kill the demoniac quality. You came to give the holy name to everybody. So that is how you will kill the demoniac qualities. Okay. Besides the universal form that Mahaprabhu showed Advaita Acharya, he also showed this Satbhuja form. So in this Satbhuja form, Mahaprabhu showed the form of Krishna with the flute hand and the flute. And then he also showed with another two hands holding the bow and the arrow, which is Lord Ram. So Mahaprabhu is showing that he is Lord Krishna, he is Lord Ram. So everything comes from him. Okay. So Satbhuja Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya manifesting as Krishna, Rama and himself in Odisha, right? Orissa to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Okay, so when Arjuna says, when he sees all this opulence, right, naturally Arjuna wanted to say prayers to Krishna. So this is, even though this is not the last sloka, but we are putting it here because Arjuna is predicting something that's going to happen in future. He is saying that, oh master of senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. So it is mentioned that Arjuna prays in faltering voice, like very mesmerized voice. Okay, in what mood? In a mood of wonder. Okay, so he says this, joyful upon hearing your name. Actually, and I forgot the Alvar's name. If you all very familiar with the 4000 Divya Prabandham, so all here are Tamil, right? Have you all heard of these Divya Prabandhams? Alvars.
Yes, Mataji.
How many Alvars we have?
Uh,
Sorry, I don't mean to trap you, but I just want to know. If you don't know, then I will just tell. We have 12 Alvars. Okay.
But one of them is female.
Sorry, one is?
One of them is female, Andal. Right.
Correct. I just wanted to ask that. Andal, right? So
yeah, this is the season.
her father is the first Alvar. Who is the father? He's called Periya Alvar. Right? Periya Alvar is, Sastra say that he's the incarnation of Garuda. And then Andal is Lakshmi. Bhuma Devi. Okay, that's why she came from the crack of the earth. So like this, we have 12 Alvars, and one of the Alvar actually predicted that. The verse goes like this, Poliga, like that. It says that now no more sins on this earth. Lord Yama has no work, because Lord Yama only takes those who are not chanting the holy names. So when Lord Yama sees one who's chanting the holy name and having neck beats, the Yamadutas will not come and take. So this Alvar actually says Lord Yama has no more work, because the devotees of the blue colored person, he will say ocean hued person. So ocean is blue color, right? So the devotees of this blue colored person is here Adi Padi, something like that. He will say like that. He's singing and chanting and dancing like that. So he's predicted this thousands of years ago, and this is happening now. All right. If not pandemic, all the Radha Yatra, we can see people are dancing and singing in the street. Okay. All right. So these are some of the predictions. All right. So a little recap. So first, Arjuna wants to see the form of the Lord, which the Lord has described in chapter 10. Okay. All right. And then to see that, Krishna said you have to have special vision. So he was given the special eyes. And then Sanjaya started describing what Arjuna is seeing. Okay. And then the mood started changing. Right. When the mood started changing, Arjuna became disturbed, became fearful, losing his composure. He'll ask, who are you? What is your mission? Why you have come? Like that. Then Krishna answers Arjuna, time I came here to destroy everybody, and you're just going to be my instrument, so please get up and fight. So finally, Arjuna will pray, right? And he begged forgiveness for being very informal, very disrespectful with Krishna. He also glorified Krishna. Finally, he requests Krishna to go back to his original form, and finally, he glorified that form, the beautiful form. He feels better after seeing that form. Okay, so we have finished the chapter 11. I didn't expect to finish this fast. I thought it was going to be very long. Okay, any questions, Matajis? Okay, this is more of descriptions only, chapter 10, chapter 11. But if you want to know more significance of some forms or information, then you can read the purport. Okay, Matajis, so we have covered our Christmas Day class and New Year Day class. So I wish you all very nice holiday Saturdays. And anybody staying nearby Tamanyal, Puchong? Let me just stop that. I would like to invite